Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your daily forecast for the day of Sunday, November 26th, 2017. Now what's going on this morning, or yesterday, at the end of yesterday and into today, is that we had the moon here right at the very last degrees of Aquarius. Where it was bringing our attention to really the big picture about our life, where we see our life going, some goals and dreams of ours in some way. Also bringing up perhaps an unusual way of thinking, wanting to break free from some things, to be more authentically ourselves in some way, and just think about our life and be a little bit more lighthearted. I think that's what was going on yesterday, even if we were a little frustrated in the morning. Towards the nighttime, I think that there were some good opportunities to get some answers to some things that have been bothering you lately, and to figure some things out more so than you have been before. Because the moon, while it's in Aquarius at the very end of the day yesterday, it made both a sextile to Uranus and a sextile to both Mercury and Saturn here, hanging out in Sagittarius. So I think as we were trying to take a step back from our life and see the big picture and be out and about and socialize and kind of loosen up a little bit to figure out how we can break free from some of these things that have been bothering us for so long, I think we were able to get some insights about who we are, who we want to be, where our life is going in some way, and about some new thing that it is that we're doing or we're trying to commit to and work out in some way, either with other people, by communicating with other people, or in our mind. Now, I think it was still a little bit hard and hurtful because we still do have Mercury here hanging out in the square to Chiron coming in, but I think towards the end of yesterday, even if it was uncomfortable, we had a little bit more motivation than we normally do towards the end of the day to make some progress on some of these things and figure out some problems perhaps, or some questions maybe even that we've been dealing with. Now as we move through the day, after coming off of that, the moon moves into Pisces right here, where the moon actually is. Here, let me delete it and show you where the moon actually is in this chart, in Pisces, and that brings more of our attention now to inside, to what's happening inside us in some way. Also again to the past, I know that was the tarot card that I pulled yesterday, and to getting right with ourselves inside as we go about thinking about our life, thinking about what we're doing, making some commitments in some way, and overcoming the past as we move forward. So I think that's what's going on today with the moon here in a square with the sun. That makes it a waxing moon, so it's really a good time today, I think, to act, to move forward on some things, as to where yesterday with the moon on the south node was not really a good day to get things done, and the day before that too might have been a little bit hard. I think today is a much better day to do things, to put things into place, and especially to use some of the insights last night, if you got any, to move forward and to run with those. I think what's going on here is what we're acting on actually has a lot to do with Sagittarius, and where all these planets are in Sagittarius here. There's some new thing that it is that we're trying to do, that we're trying to commit to, some kind of journey to bring more of the passion back into our life. Again, I've been talking about Saturn and Sagittarius being a big thing we've been committing to, and I think what's going on is that as we're getting closer and closer to Saturn leaving Sagittarius, to the new moon in Sagittarius, we're trying here to tie up some loose ends, to figure out what's going on, and with this moon here in Pisces, to get right with yourself inside, to make sure that you're comfortable with these things that you've been deciding lately, especially with the Mercury Saturn thing going on, to get comfortable with where your life is going, with this thing that you've been working on for the past 2.5 years that just now is starting to formulate and come together more or less in some way. And I think what the moon here is saying, as it's in Pisces most of the day, is act. Yes, but make sure that whatever you're doing today is right with yourself, is comfortable for you on the inside. And make sure that you're not holding on to things just because they were comfortable from the past and just because that is what you've always done. And I think today is a really good day to make peace in yourself, within yourself, with who you are, with where your life is going, with some big commitments, some big decisions that you've been making lately or have been making for the past 2.5 years that are just now starting to finally figure out in some way, that you're starting to get more clarity on, even if the clarity is still hard. I think today is a good day to come to terms with everything that has happened for you, and to make your peace with life, to make your peace with all of the things that have happened in the past few years. Okay, so that you can start to feel better and make more sense of things, because Saturn is going to leave Sagittarius very soon here, and I think we need to make sure that everything is where we want it to be, and if it's not, that we're comfortable with where it is, and that we can accept where it is, and that we can move forward with what has happened in our life, even if things aren't entirely right. And I think those are the questions we're dealing with today is, okay, now that this is my life, now that this is happening, you know, especially with the Saturn Mercury thing, am I okay with it? If not, how can I be more okay with it than I am now? And if you are okay with it, maybe needing to think more fully about how you can let yourself launch into this new thing that you're doing or that you've been doing for a few months and years now. All right, so that's what's happening there. Then and that's going to happen at 9 a.m. that the moon is going to square the sun, really bringing in some action for you to get right with yourself and who you are. Then it's going to hang out like that for most of the day until 10 o'clock at night. Again, and at 10 o'clock at night Utah time, the moon is going to conjunct Neptune and trine Jupiter, which are currently, Neptune and Jupiter are currently in a trine. And that to me is also very pretty as well, helping you to get some of that boost that you need to figure out what's going on inside you, to understand more fully what's happening with you emotionally, what's happening in you internally, and to get on board with it, to make some of the moves that it is that you need to make in some way to understand yourself better, to overcome some hurt feelings, and to really move forward. Okay, so I actually see today being quite a good day, I think, with trying to figure some things out inside yourself and to get comfortable with where your life is going and to overcome some things from the past so that you can move forward or do the past better in a better way and accept what your life is now, if you can, and to move forward on it. And to also decide, maybe that's also another thing that's coming in here with the 8th house stuff. It's not only about accepting your life and getting comfortable with it on the inside, but also trying to figure out, are there any other changes still that you need to make with the Scorpio stuff coming in order for you to feel more comfortable internally with who you are and with what's going on. And I think we're just trying to finish some things up, really. I think we are. I think we're trying to finish up yeah, we're trying to finish up some things from the past that have been holding us back so that we can start to move into these new chapters. And I think we're trying to figure out what are the last few changes that we need to make before we can start to feel better. And I think today is going to be a good day to get some of those insights and to start to feel more comfortable with who we are. Now, that doesn't mean that things aren't going to be heavy still, because we do still have Venus here in an exact trine with Chiron. So even as we're thinking and trying to get right with ourselves, and even as we have moments of clarity here, maybe still feeling a little bit insecure about some changes we have to make and a little bit uncomfortable with them, but I think today at least we're gonna feel more of the positivity. We're gonna feel more of that energy to say, you know what, this is what I have to do in my life, this is what I need to feel comfortable, and this is what I have to do to make some of that happen. Okay, tomorrow may be a little bit challenging towards the nighttime with some squares coming in here from the moon over to Sagittarius with Mercury and Saturn, but I think today is a good day to make sure that you're checking in with yourself and you're figuring out what it is that you need to do to feel right inside so that you can begin to move forward in a better way. All right. So that's what I see going on there. Other things that I did not currently mention is, while all of that's going on, as we're trying to get right with ourselves and make any last minute changes we need to make, even if they are a little bit still uncomfortable, especially relationships and money being the uncomfortable factor here with Venus in a trine here to Chiron. As we're trying to do that, Mars moving into an opposition here with Uranus, it's about 4 degrees off, perhaps bringing up some unexpected things coming, especially in relationships or with other people in some way. So maybe just be aware of that maybe people are gonna do some unexpected things on you, or that you will do some unexpected things on people to kind of break free from old situations. So I think that's a thing that's also coming in. It's gonna take a few more days before we, I think, really fully start to feel that happen. But that's going on there. Also, Mercury here still in a conjunction with Saturn, still thinking a lot about our life, still making some decisions, trying to figure out where things are going to go, even if it is uncomfortable. But really, I think starting to commit to this journey where Saturn and Sagittarius is going, we're starting to commit to making it happen. And I think that's what we need to figure out here, especially as we're about to have a full moon in Gemini next week, which is really going to be like the goodbye here to Saturn and Sagittarius as we move forward. So that's what I have got for you. Now your card for the day is the Hermit. Oh, I love it. The Hermit upright. This to me is total Pisces, because Pisces, you have to remember, rules the solar 12th house. It also rules retirement in some way because it is the last sign of the zodiac. And I think of the Hermit, I think of like a hermit hiding away in a monastery, retiring, kind of retreating from the world. And this might be a good day today to look inward, to look inside in yourself, to get answers from you, to figure out what it is you need to feel more comfortable with your life, and to do what it is you need to feel comfortable so that you can move forward. Also a good day to reflect on your life, reflect on the past. Again, to figure out how you can do the past better or overcome the past so that you can start to step into new chapters. And I think that's what needs to happen today. Maybe all this action that the waxing moon is bringing about isn't so much externally. I mean, I think some things externally will happen, but I think it's going to be a result of you getting right with yourself on the inside, getting the insights that it is that you need, and starting to understand more clearly what is happening with you, okay? And maybe tomorrow there could be some hurt feelings that come up in regards to your life and where it's going, but I think you're going to start now to get more of that clarity that you need to accept where your life is and to do what needs to be done, even if it's uncomfortable, and to begin to just move on and do what you need, okay? And I think paying attention to yourself, I think going inward, listening to your heart and what's happening and your higher self and your spirit, and figuring out what you need is really going to help you today to move forward, to overcome some of these things that have been very, very hard for you, and to begin to move forward and let yourself move into Saturn and Sagittarius and Saturn and Capricorn, which is coming real soon here around Christmas time. I think this Christmas, I want to show you one of these days the chart for Christmas. I think Christmas is going to be really pretty. I think there's going to be a lot of miracles, Christmas miracles, Hail Marys that come like last minute. We're talking about 24th of December, 23rd coming in here. So I'm actually really excited about Christmas when Saturn moves into Capricorn, okay? And I think what we're doing now is we're trying to prepare for Saturn to move into Capricorn. We're trying to take care of everything we have not taken care of. We're trying to make sure that things are right, and that if they aren't right, that we're okay with it in some way, okay? And that we've done everything that we can to make it the best that we can be. And I think that's what today is a good day for, and I think that's what the next few days as well are going to be a good day to do, all right? So that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.